Shalom. Call all y'all by Shemi Shai by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Salutations to the brothers, the Akim, teaching this truth on the four corners of the earth, risking their lives each and every day on the highways and the byways. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification. I'm coming with another lesson, and this lesson is entitled, People Listen When a Rich Man Speaks. And you notice pretty much in America, there's been like, uproar, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with a lot of different, things that's going on in the world. You got the ICE deportation, you know what I'm saying? Sending, the Northern Kingdom back to their countries, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much, probably doing, all kind of other, wicked stuff to Jake, you know what I'm saying, the Northern Kingdom, You got the Captain K, you know what I'm saying, that was executed, you know what I'm saying, recently, I think that was last month, And then you just got, man, throughout this whole world, man, you just got nothing but a lot of killings going on, you know what I'm saying? And that's through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, putting these people to death, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah 45:7, you know what I'm saying? He create evil and good, paraphrasing. And what else, you know what I'm saying? You got the jobs, people getting laid off, you know what I'm saying? And then now you got this recent thing that just started, the government shutdown. So, things are, prophecies is popping off the page. This is a beautiful time that we're in right now, you know what I'm saying? So, when you look at all of this going on, you know what I'm saying, what you got Jake doing and Eve, they're still in they're still doing folly, you know what I'm saying? That's what they love to do, That's their main, that's their objective, that's their motive, That's all they know how to do. It's nothing but folly, man. That's all. Because the prophets, you know what I'm saying, they're out on the highways and the byways, you know what I'm saying? Letting the people know, you know what I'm saying, warning them, destruction is coming to Babylon. But Jake won't take heed to the brothers, But soon when these politicians speak, you know what I'm saying, Jake stop, they stop and listen, you know what I'm saying? They definitely, want to hear what, they got to say, or their boy, Trump, they definitely, trying to, take heed to that, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing different, you know what I'm saying, in the time of when Noah was on the scene. He prophesied for 120 years, you know what I'm saying? And he kept on telling, Jake and Eve, during that time, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. But what did Jake do? He just kept on walking, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it ain't gonna rain, you know what I'm saying? But that's our people, you know what I'm saying? And Most High created our people, and He know our people, So since we all, since all this commotion is going on, Jake, they ain't taking the time to listen, you know what I'm saying? But they'll take their time when it's got something to do with the rich man speak, you know what I'm saying? That's when they care. That's when they truly care, you know what I'm saying? Yep. They truly see the things that they start realizing, oh, let me hear what he has to say, And that's what they're gonna do here. That's what they're gonna do coming soon, you know what I'm saying? They just setting the stage, you know what I'm saying? For that. You already know that C-Hip, you know what I'm saying? Implement that to the masses, you know what I'm saying? Because they did it, back in 2021, what they had the jungle juice, you know what I'm saying, the Purim juice out just to get people to see who was gonna take it, you know. So that was a test run, you know. So now what they're doing now is they're getting things prepped, you know what I'm saying? Prep for you, you niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because you love your daddy, you know what I'm saying? Esau, John 8:44, you know what I'm saying? You love to do what he do, the lust of him you will do, you know what I'm saying? Paraphrasing, because you love your daddy, you know what I'm saying? And let me go to Sirach, start with the rich man speak, you know what I'm saying? Sirach chapter 13, verse 23. I'm on 20, Slocky. All right, I got it right here. Okay. When a rich man, Slocky, this is Sirach chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speak, every man hold his tongue and look. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Jake do, you know what I'm saying? You notice when these people had a certain type of status, most of the time, you know, these low level people, you know what I'm saying, of all nations, you know, they stop, you know what I'm saying. They curious, you know, they say, hold on, you know, let's see what they gotta say, you know what I'm saying. You know. And Jake be the main one in the, you know, in the front line, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how our people are, you know what I'm saying? And this is basically here, man, this is all about faith, you know what I'm saying? When you see the Akim out on the highways and the byways pushing this truth, you know, the words that they speaking, most of the time, what they say, it's not, you know, going, you know, it's not holding no weight to these people, you know what I'm saying? Especially our people, you know, it's not holding no weight. Esau can come up and they'll have, you know, a better conversation than Jake come up, you know what I'm saying? They can hold an intellectual conversation. Jake come up, he come up with some nonsense. He come up, you know, with all this, you know, trying to make it seem like he's so deep, you know, but you ain't deep, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Just shut the hell up, you know. And that's what you don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's what our people don't like to do. They don't like to shut up, you know what I'm saying? But let somebody like Obama come up to speak. Man, they're gonna shut the hell up. They're gonna definitely take the time to say, "Oh, let's see what he got to say." You know what I'm saying? You know, back in Sirach chapter 13, verse 23, and look what he said, and they extolled it to the clouds. Yeah, you know, yeah, because the whole high to the cloud is, you know, that's pretty much, you know, something like, you know, what, like I was saying again, if somebody come up like, you know, Obama, like a Al Sharpton, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be tuned in, you know. They're gonna be tuned in what they gotta say, you know, because they love to do that, you know. Let's go back to it. And but if the poor man speak, they say, "What fellow is this?" Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And they see, you know what I'm saying, the true prophets out on the streets, you know what I'm saying. But this is what they say to them, you know what I'm saying. Who is these dudes? You know what I'm saying. They got the nerves to be trying to tell us about the Bible and what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm gonna listen to my pastor. Well, my pastor don't say nothing like that. That ain't in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because they're thinking that they're on a different status because of what the world portrays them and look at them like. But they don't realize that the prophets is on the highest status. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's starting with Yahweh. You know, so these people don't realize that and understand that and don't care. You know what I'm saying? you know, you know. But if our people would just hearken and listen to what the brother's saying, you know what I'm saying, you know, they will be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Those things are happening right now, you know what I'm saying? Because the prophecies are popping off the page. They will be like, man, the things that they're speaking, that is going on right now, you know what I'm saying? You know? And this is how you would know, you know what I'm saying, who is speaking the truth. Because these words, you know, it's not the brother's words, you know what I'm saying, the Akim word. It's the words of the Yahweh Shem Shah, you know what I'm saying? And that word prophecy means to say before, you know what I'm saying? And this is, you know, starting with the head apostles of the great millstone, giving you nothing but the truth, you know what I'm saying? You know, what they are saying is coming, you know, it's coming to the light, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much throughout the whole world, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, you know. Let's go back to it. Verse chapter 13, verse 23 at the bottom of the scripture. What fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's what that's man, this is their main thing, what they're trying to do. They'd be like, man, do you see that brother slip up? Yeah, I told you this man was a false prophet. I told you there was false prophets. You know, but that's Jake, you know what I'm saying? They love to, you know, come at the true men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, the prophets, but they ain't questioning nothing what the pastor's saying. They ain't questioning nothing what these anti-Christians are saying, you know what I'm saying? But they want to try to, you know, overthrow the prophets, you know what I'm saying? But that's how our people operate, you know what I'm saying? Wicked, you know what I'm saying? They love to be wicked. And let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And in this truth, only the elect is going to be called, you know what I'm saying? That's it, you know. Not many mighty, not many noble going to come into this truth, you know what I'm saying? And that's you know, pretty much any of these pastors, you know, anybody that's on a status that has a social media page is trying to push out this truth. You know what I'm saying? They're not no, you know, they're not the wise. You know what I'm saying? You know. And can you just imagine, man, if LeBron, you know what I'm saying, LeBron or somebody like Floyd Mayweather was preaching this truth, man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, wouldn't you think, man, they have all kind of people out there, man. You know, just the crowd of people, you know what I'm saying? You know, they'll both be telling the crowd, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they'll be telling the crowd, his name is not Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shah. And people will be reaching, man. They'll be reaching for their pockets, man. You know what I'm saying? Where can we pay our tithes? You know what I'm saying? Where your church at? You know what I'm saying? You know? You know? And what is that? What is that scripture? What is he deals with the meek and lonely? The Most High don't. Yeah, because the Most High don't deal with people. You know what I'm saying, on that type of status. You know what I'm saying. And yeah, he don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying. You know. And what do the scripture? And yeah, and that scripture say, you know, he don't follow the multitude to do evil. You know what I'm saying? Because most of those people already done evil, man. They sold out. You know what I'm saying? They already done took the bag and sold out for Esau. You know what I'm saying? You know, only the true men of the Lord is going to be the chosen. You know, the hopefully elect. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shah. And you know, and we know not to follow what this world is doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and each brother is leaders. You know what I'm saying? They leaders. You know what I'm saying? And that's from the top to the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not even in the camp, but just speaking from, you know, You know, paying close attention to the brothers. The brothers are on point, and you know, just watching them and taking heed and paying attention. You know what I'm saying? They humble. You know, so that's what the Most High looks for. You know what I'm saying? You know, not no rich man that's thinking that he know everything. He got all the money in the world. Let's go back to Sirach 3:19. Yeah, because that's what this world like. You know what I'm saying? They like the fashions of this world. You know what I'm saying? The big glamour. You know what I'm saying? You know, money, the cars, hoes. You know what I'm saying? That that's what they like. That's what they like here. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the meek and the humble. You know what I'm saying? Coming from within. You know what I'm saying? Sirach chapter 3 verse 19. And many are in high places and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. You see? So the Most High is not dealing, you know, with no rich man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're not gonna give up all their riches. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be trying to take that with them. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna come a time where all that's gonna go away anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the Most High deals with the meek, and to be humble, you have to know the status. You know what I'm saying, in this truth. You know, speaking first and foremost about myself. You know, like I said again, I'm not in the camp, so what I have to do is I have to, you know, shut up and listen and learn. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High is about, like I said again, He's about the meek and the lonely. He ain't about how much money you got, how much materialistic stuff you have. You know what I'm saying? He's about, you know, being obedient. You know what I'm saying, to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, not trying to, you know, puff your chest up like you running stuff. You know, because we ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what most of these people in this world, they think they something. You know what I'm saying? They think they, you know, all this in the back, you know, they think they stuff don't stink. That's what it is. Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9. Let's go there. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, like you said, He got these people in a trick bag. You know, starting at verse 9. And He said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Most High had, like I said again, Most High had these people in the trick bag. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people think they stuff don't stink, but they don't realize that they don't know. You ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know? And that's starting from the top man, you know what I'm saying? The rich man, you know, that speaks. You know what I'm saying? And like the scripture say, he has their heart fat, ears heavy, and their eyes shut, you know? And that's why, you know, like I said again, the Most High don't like somebody like LeBron or Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, to get this truth, you know? No, because these that can't get it, he ain't looking to save. You know what I'm saying? That's why he ain't looking to save them. You know, he's not looking to save nobody, because if that was the case, man, all we gotta I think that's the scripture. You know, if all of us turn to the east, you know, our people, you know, LeBron or Mayweather go out there, all our people gonna fall suit. But it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why He only gave the truth to the true men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because if He gave it to those people on that level, everybody will be praising His name. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High don't want that. He don't want that. He don't want it to go down like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a mystery. You know what I'm saying? And since you don't get it, that's what He want. You know what I'm saying? He don't want these people to get it. Not these niggas, because they already done sold out. These people already sold out. The people from the top, you know what I'm saying? But that's who our people gonna listen to. They're gonna listen to the rich man, you know, because they love folly, you know. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. And except the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Gomorrah. So, you know, and receive, and when you receive this truth, man, to be able to get this, man, it's like this. It's a mercy, you know what I'm saying, to understand and appreciate, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High touch your spirit to receive this, you know. And the whole nation is gonna come back, you know, through the loins of the elect in the 1/3. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones who gonna be saved. You know what I'm saying? So you 2/3, man, you're gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Right along with these other nations. You know what I'm saying? You know, because they are not trying to hearken to this truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they definitely don't. You know, stop to listen to the brothers, you know what I'm saying? You know. When have you seen, you know, most people don't even stop by the camps, you know, to listen to the brothers and just take heed. They don't even do that, you know what I'm saying? You know, because you know why? It's because they drunk off the philosophies of, you know, this world, you know what I'm saying? All the religions, you know what I'm saying? Like Sweet Baby Jesus, Islam, Jehovah Witness, you know, and Mormon, you know what I'm saying? And the list goes on, you know what I'm saying? You know, the list goes on. And that's how our people is, you know? But, you know, since they want to, you know, join hand in hand with you know, this world, you know what I'm saying? They're going to go down with it. They're going to go down with Esau, you know what I'm saying? And let's go to, I wanted to go to Psalms 105 and 15. Yeah. Saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Yeah. And that's speaking of the brothers on the four corners of this earth preaching this truth, you know what I'm saying, risking their lives. The Most High, you know what I'm saying, don't touch his prophets, you know what I'm saying? You know, because you got a rude awakening, you know. And that's why these people can't get this truth, you know what I'm saying, because it ain't for them, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So should they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy should come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai should lift up a standard against him. Yeah. And this is what's going to happen to Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great, aka America. You know what I'm saying? You know, soon when they try to roll on the men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And the prophets, you know, the spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard. You know what I'm saying? He's going to lift up a standard against Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? The self-proclaimed so-called white man. You know? Verse 20, and the Redeemer should come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. And that Redeemer is Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming back to save his people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? And all this stuff, you know, pretty much is going on right now. Jake and Eve, you know, that's what they'll do. They'll only listen to the rich man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they and one thing they would love to do is they love to overthrow the poor man, the lonely and meek, which is the prophets on the highways, the Akim. You know what I'm saying? But since they want to join hand in hand with, you know, with Esau, this is what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked should not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous should be delivered. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and join hand in hand with your daddy Esau, go right ahead. Because like Zechariah 13 and 8 say, 2/3 of our people going to be cut off and die. And that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to keep on trying to be, coon, you want to get the coon American award, the coon American award, you can go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's coming to Babylon, man. Babylon got something coming really good for it. Now let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. I'm going to close out on a couple more scriptures. Chapter 9, verse 13 through 15. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Slocky, let me start up. Slocky. Let me start up to 13. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, is seen great unto me. There was a little city, and few men with it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built a great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and that poor wise man is the elect. And he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. Yeah, Verse 16, then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Yeah, verse 17, the words of the wise man are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that rule among fools. Verse 18, wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroy much good. Woo! So it says wisdom is better than strength. You know what I'm saying? And in this world, the strength to these people are money. You know what I'm saying? And what do the scriptures say? Riches profit nothing in the day of wrath. So you can have all the money you want. That's not gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said again, in this world, money is strength, and it will make you, and you'll be somebody, But wisdom is better. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is better. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is better. You know what I'm saying? And we're better than a rich man. You know what I'm saying? And Esau, man, he don't fear, people like LeBron or Jay-Z. Man, he feared the men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's who he feared. Because he know the protection that we have through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. That's who he knows he fears. You know what I'm saying? He don't fear like somebody like a LeBron or Jay-Z or you know what I'm saying, with some more stars, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He don't fear them. You know what I'm saying? Them. He don't care about them. Not at all. So that's how the rich man is looked at in this world. So let's go to Isaiah, and I'm gonna close out right here. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which is Isaiah the son of Amos, did see. And this is what's coming to Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Babylon the Great, aka America, destruction. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. Now let's jump down to 12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man that's gold wedge of Ophir. So we better than, a rich man. So what when a rich man speak, everybody listens. But at this time right now, the prophets are speaking. The Akim, the brothers on the four corners of this earth preaching this truth. And you don't have to take heed. You don't have to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, my sheep hear my voice. And Most High, he'll touch your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Only the people that he wants them to hear. You know what I'm saying? to get this true knowledge and wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And what is that? Amos 3:7. He reveals the secrets to the prophets. Yeah. So these regular Joe Blows, these rich people, you know, these regular Joe Blows want to listen to these rich people. You know what I'm saying? Because they got money, they got clout, they got status. Go right ahead. Because what's coming to Babylon is destruction. You know what I'm saying? Yep. What's coming here, you gonna see. So I hope this was edifying. This is your brother Dawada coming with another lesson. I want to say Shalom. Call all Yah Bashim Yahshai Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well, that taught us this truth, this 100% truth. Citations to the Akim on the four corners of this earth, listen to lies each and every day on the highways and the byways. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification, coming with another lesson. And like I say again, people listen to a rich man when they speak. Shalom.